Hey foodies, welcome to Cooking Shooking. Today we are going to make this crispy veg makhani wrap, which is a very popular wrap from Burger King. You're totally going to enjoy the homemade version, so let's get cooking. The first thing that we will do is prepare the quick makhani sauce or the gravy. Here I have a kadhai. I am taking 2 tablespoons of butter. Along with that, 1 tablespoon of oil. Heat this up in medium to high flame. Once the butter is melted, we will add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and cook it for a minute. The slight rawness of the ginger garlic paste is gone. Now I am taking Kashmiri red chili powder, 1 tablespoon of that, a little bit of haldi powder, dhania powder or coriander powder, salt as per taste, some garam masala. This is homemade garam masala, so a little bit of that, about 1 teaspoon of maida or plain flour. This will thicken up our makhani gravy, guys. And some kasuri methi. So all these spices you have to add together and then roast it for about 3 or 4 minutes. Keep the flame medium, otherwise the spices will burn. We have to roast it until it begins to froth up, guys. You can see how the masala is ballooning up right now and frothing up. This is the indication that the maida is cooked. Now we have to add 1 packet or basically about 200 ml of tomato puree. This is for the restaurant style taste. Add it in and then we are going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. Because of the packaged tomato puree, we will get a very robust restaurant style taste. So bring it together, cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes minimum, because we want to get rid of the rawness of the tomato puree also. In that time, we will make the dough for making the wrap. So this is going to be slightly in the Kerala parotha style. In a kneading plate or a parat, we are going to take 1 cup of maida or plain flour, add some salt to it, about 1 teaspoon should be fine, and then we will use water and make a soft dough using this. First of all, bring it together. Once it is together like this, knead it for about 2 minutes or so, and then we will take 1 tablespoon of oil and then knead it for 2 more minutes. Since we are making it in the Kerala parotha style, just the way it is in the restaurant, we have to knead the dough really well, as we have to stretch it also for making the layers. So here I have kneaded the dough really well for about 4 minutes in total. The dough is ready. Now we are going to cover it and let it rest for about 15 minutes. The gluten has to relax, guys, so minimum 15 minutes of rest is mandatory. While the dough is resting, we will get back to the makhani sauce that we were making. Here you can see we have gotten a glaze in the makhani sauce that is looking fantastic, isn't it? But it is very thick right now, so we have to add some water into it. Not a little, lots of water. Because of the tomato puree, the flavor is very strong, guys, so I have taken a lot of water and made it to a gravy consistency. This looks good for now. We are going to add the cream. About half a cup of cream will be required in this recipe, so add cream little at a time, give it a stir, and at last the gravy should look something like this. It shouldn't be very runny and not very thick also, because we have to add it on top of a wrap and then cook it. Our makhani gravy is done if you want to make the wraps right now, but if you want to make it later, like 2 or 3 hours later, add some more water to it, give it a stir, bring it to a boil, and then we can turn off the flame. See the texture and the look of the makhani sauce, doesn't that look fantastic? I mean, it just looks like a regular butter paneer gravy. Now this is ready for us. We are going to make the crispy veg patty. For that, here I have a bowl. In this I am taking half a cup of poha or rice flakes. Add some water into it. We have to wash it once, because this kind of poha is very dirty, guys. So wash it and then strain off the water. Try to strain it as fast as possible, because we don't want too much moisture in the poha. So now this is getting ready for us. We will use this to bring binding and strength to our patty. So heat up a kadhai and then we are going to take about 2 teaspoons of oil. Heat up the oil and then we will add the green chili. 2 green chili I am using right now, which is finely chopped. We will just stir it for a minute. After that we will add the carrot and the beans into it. Here I have 1 small carrot and about 2 French beans which are finely chopped. Stir fry it for a minute. After that we are going to add the spices. Here I am taking salt and pepper as per taste. About 1 teaspoon of chaat masala, about 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. Here we have garlic powder. You have to use it about 2 teaspoons or so. If you don't have garlic powder, just add lots of chopped garlic in the oil. I'm also taking onion powder, which is 1 teaspoon, and I am taking the poha which we soaked earlier. We have to cook the poha for about 4 to 5 minutes. But wait a minute, we are going to add the peas also. Here I am taking 1/4 cup of frozen peas and about 2 tablespoons of chopped coriander. Now cook this until the frozen peas is mashed. For that you can use a potato masher and cook it together. Keep the flame medium to high, don't keep it very low. We want to get rid of the extra moisture from the poha also. At last, the vegetables shouldn't be recognizable. So this step is similar to making pav bhaji. You have to continuously mash it for about 3 to 4 minutes and even the poha shouldn't be recognizable. Here you can see it is dry and we cannot literally recognize the poha. Now it's the perfect time to add the potato. Here I am taking 4 boiled, peeled and mashed potatoes. Add it in and then mash it again for about 3 or 4 minutes. The main thing right now is to ensure that there is not much of moisture in the potato. Moisture is the enemy of two things, guys. First of all, the crispiness, and the second thing is the strength. I mean, we will not be able to make very thin patty if this is very wet. So keep it medium and continuously stir it and get rid of the extra moisture. The patty mixture should be as dry as possible. So here it looks good to me. Here you can see the peas are not recognizable right now. The vegetables are well submerged. So now we are going to take it out into a plate and then spread it. We have to let this cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, it will be even more drier. While this cools, we are not going to sit idle, guys. Next thing that we are doing is to prepare the parathas, or basically the wraps. Here I have the dough ready. You can see how smooth and relaxed it is right now. We will roll it into a thin sheet. That's right, we are rolling the entire dough. So take the dough and a rolling pin or a balun and then begin to roll it into a thin sheet. You can also sprinkle a little bit of dry flour in between if needed. I have made a rectangle sheet right now and it is thin enough for me. I am taking now 1 tablespoon of oil. We will spread the oil. Just ensure the oil is in all the corners and it should be a good layer of the oil. Don't skimp out. You can add more oil if needed. Now try to gather the dough. It is slightly stuck to the surface for me, but don't worry guys, I will try to take it out. After taking out the dough from the surface, you have to hold it from 2 corners and then bring it together and try to make layers. Here you can see how I am doing it. Now all you have to do is stretch the dough. Keep stretching it. Because of the oil and the well kneaded dough, it will not break easily. Fold it and then try to stretch again. Repeat it again. You can do this step about 3 or 4 times. This will just make more layers in your wrap. Now this is looking good for me. The size is looking perfect. We are now going to cut it. If required, you can sprinkle a little bit of dry flour if it is getting too oily for you, and then use a knife and cut it into dough size pieces. Don't make the dough portions very big, guys. Try to keep it as small as possible. With this recipe, you will be able to make 6 wraps easily. So the dough portions are ready for me. I have smoothened them out also. Now we are going to roll it. So take a balun. You can use a little bit of oil if it is getting difficult to roll. Don't use too much of dry flour, guys, otherwise the paratha won't be very tasty. Because of the oil in the dough, you can see how easily I am able to roll it, and it is very thin also, which is perfect. So now we are going to heat up a fry pan or a tawa. I am using a tawa right now. In medium to high flame, we are going to cook it until it is light golden. So once it is translucent, you can see how the color has changed. You can sprinkle a little bit of oil, flip it over and cook it until golden. Once the dough is ready, guys, I mean once the layering is done, making these parathas is super quick and easy. You can see I have made half cooked parathas right now. Just one thing to note is that you have to keep them covered after making it, otherwise they can dry out. Here I have made all the parathas. You can also make it beforehand like me. Just keep it covered, something like this. A damp cloth would be nice. Now let's get back to the patty mixture that we made earlier. Try to give it a knead and try to smoothen it out. After that you can make small portions. Don't make it very thick, keep it about 1 centimeter thick and about 2.5 or 3 inch in diameter. Here you can see the patty is ready. Similarly, I will shape all of the patties. After that, we are going to do the crumbing. The crumbing is a long process guys, because we are going to do double coating and that will bring the crispiness in the patty. So for that, here I have a mixing bowl. In this I am taking 1/4 cup of maida or plain flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch or corn flour, and I am also taking a pinch of yellow food color just to make the breadcrumbs also yellow. Add water to it and make a thin batter. We are going to do double coating, so don't make a very thick batter, otherwise the tikki won't be very crispy and it will be doughy inside. Thin batter is ready and I have prepared the breadcrumbs also in a big bowl. Now to make the first coating, take one patty, drop it inside the batter, coat it on both the sides, and then carefully we are going to drop it into the breadcrumbs. You can see how I prepared breadcrumbs in my hand beforehand and then sprinkled it over the patty as if it is raining. This way we will not have hand marks in the patties. So coat it from both the sides. After that you can prepare the other ones also. Here I have done the first coating of all the cutlets. Now it's time to do the second coating. For the second coating you can mix some more water into the batter if you want to. After that the process is the same. Take one patty, dip it inside the batter and then coat it with the breadcrumbs. You just need to be patient while doing it guys, because otherwise you might mix up your hands with wet and dry and it will be a total mess. For me the patties are ready. I have done the second coating also. You can also make this like this and put this in the freezer. It will be good up to 1 month. Right now we are going to make the crispy veg wrap, or basically the crispy veg makhani wrap. So here I have the oil heating up in medium flame. I am making it in the exact restaurant style. That's the reason I am frying it. You can also shallow fry it in a pan if you want to. Just keep the flame medium because we don't want the raw flavor of maida and corn flour. Fry it until it is golden from all the sides. After that we can take it out into a tissue paper. So this takes about 4 minutes to deep fry until golden guys. These are done. I am putting the next batch for frying and everything is ready. The wrap is also ready, the makhani sauce is also ready and the patty is also ready. Now let's assemble and eat. For assembling, the first step is to take the wrap or the parothas. Here I am taking 2 of them. On top of these we have to place the patty or the cutlet. Try to find the best match right now. You can try to cover it something like this and see if it is folding really well. This one looks good. So on top of these we have to place the vegetables. You can take capsicum and onions. These are the vegetables mostly used. The onion was not being used right now, so I am just using the capsicum like in the hotel. Like in the restaurant, over top of the capsicum we are going to pour the makhani gravy that we made earlier. Cover it and the crispy veg makhani wrap Burger King style is ready. Now all we have to do is toast it. For toasting it, place some butter on top and you can toast it in a tawa, a panini maker, a grill maker, a oven as per your preference guys. Here I have a panini maker, basically a grill press. We are going to toast it with butter. After about 2 or 3 minutes, this will be ready to eat. One more small tip guys, if you want to quickly make this and cook it also fast, you can assemble this crispy veg makhani wrap on the toaster itself. Just be careful, don't burn your hands. Here I have made the second one also. After about 2 minutes of toasting, our homemade crispy veg makhani wrap is ready to eat. Doesn't that look delicious? So guys, that was my recipe for the crispy veg makhani wrap. If you liked it, give it a like and share it with your friends. The makhani sauce inside the wrap is such a surprising factor. You will totally enjoy it. If by any chance you did not like it, click the dislike button. See you soon guys with one more video. Bye, take care, happy cooking.